Hello, welcome back to Serious About Salvage and another video on the channel. So today we're hoping to finish off this Seat Ibiza FR. Only a couple of little jobs to do to it and then it's ready for its MOT. Just a recap, last week we finished the back end off, so that's all in. I've had a few messages talking about this handle. A few said, why didn't I swap the one from the other boot lid? I thought I'd explain that, but I'll go through it again. This boot lid is an FR boot lid because it's got the FR marks, but it would appear when they first lifted this car, they changed the badge on the back. So what that means is, this car is a facelift. It's got the newer front end, which means my old boot lid was a facelift, which is over there, and my boot badge was a facelift boot badge. So that would mean that this boot lid is a pre-facelift, therefore I needed the pre-facelift boot badge. Yeah, I can't see where the other one is right now. I'll give you a quick compare, but I can't see it. It's vanished, so very little difference. Didn't have that line down the middle, and they were more edged off on that corner and that corner, and that's all. All the rest of the boot lid's exactly the same, so it works just the same, no issues. So hopefully that clears that up. So what we got left is we have turbo actuator to change, and I'm also going to change the chain tensioner, cam chain tensioner. These are prone for going weak over time, and that's why they have sometimes a little bit of a rattle on cold start. So we're going to swap over that, We're then going to try to clear the colds. Hopefully this car will run spot on then, because at the minute obviously it's in limp mode. So we'll get some plates on it, I'll give it a quick drive, make sure it runs right, and then it's just a case of sending it for its MOT and giving it a good clean. I've still got a bit of sticky residue on the roof I need to get off up there, so I'm going to get some stuff for getting that off, and then other than that it's ready to go. So let's have a look. So down here is where your actuator goes, bolts into there, just 2 bolts, flaps in there, bolt up that all up, plug it back in, that's done. The bolt for the cam chain tensioner is, if you can see it, it starts when I'm touching now. That bolt, you wind that out, wind the new one back in. Job's a good one. Now I think you have to soak these in oil, get them full of oil first. So I do need to read the instructions first quickly. But I think the pair of jobs is going to take no time, so we'll get them done. We'll get it shot off for MOT in this video, all cleaned up, and then you can see the finished article at the end of this video, and we're all done with it. So let's just crack on, get these 2 little jobs done. I did service it in the previous video, so we'll check the oil, make sure it doesn't need topping up, spinning out a couple of times, and yeah, should be done, should be all good. That was a little tricky. In there, you see that? trying to get them two together was a bit of fun. I've lost a circlip, so I need to order a circlip, but it can't come off, so for the time being we can run it, and I'll have to get a circlip on Monday for it. So I just need to plug that in, and then we can continue with the chain tensioner, can't we? I hope you could see what was going on there, but we've changed out the tensioner, and yeah, I put it in a tub of oil and squeezed it a few times to fill it with oil, and this is the old one. So you see there's quite a decent score mark on top, and if you squeeze them all, both next to each other, this was quite a bit weaker on the chain, so yeah, perhaps it'll help. So I'm kind of expecting a tiny little bit of rattle when we start it, because I'm never going to have got that spring, I think, full. So all there is to do really is start it up and hope for the best, really. That's all we can do. So let's see what happens. No rattle at all. Okay. So let's get our scanner plugged in. We'll wipe that code. I'll grab the scanner. Sounds okay. There is a little squeak coming from the Augs belt tensioner, which I haven't changed yet. It gets quieter after a bit, but it does need changing, so we will do it. Where is this thing? I can't remember which side it's on. Which side is it on? Oh, it's in here. Put the cover off. Let's have a look. Whew. 3 codes. So yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Erase them. A quick read again. Codes found none. Okay, so before, if we revved it on the spot, it went into limp. Can you hear that boost? I suspect this has been remapped. Anyway, no more codes, so all there is to do, whack some plates on it, go out on the road and see what happens. Right, I'll just tell you where I'm up to with this. So I just nipped out in it, and we're still getting an error As soon as it'll build boosting first, but as soon as it tries to build boosting second, that's when it feels like it's dropping into limp. So unfortunately my reader won't tell me the code. It tells me there's something wrong. If we go on read codes, the fault code is not found in the database. Please refer to the vehicle's user manual. P334B. So that's not really helping us. So rather than just keep messing around and getting nowhere, what I will do is run it over to the MOT station Monday, and literally just round the corner from the MOT station is my brother's garage. So I'll run there first and scan it on his computer and see if that tells me any more. Hopefully that'll tell me what it is. I'll be able to put it right pretty quickly and still continue and get it MOT'd Monday, because really that's all we need to do now. He'll have a circlip as well. I can put on that turbo actuator. That's definitely not come off. I can see that still, it's fine. So that's going to have to be it, I think. So I'll come back to you on Monday and we'll continue with this car, and hopefully we'll get to the bottom of the issue should I say, and we'll get it MOT'd. So see you shortly. Right, we're back again, and yeah, it's another day. So the car has been for MOT, and I did get to the bottom of the issue, that it was still running into limp mode with the new actuator on. And it turns out that you have to calibrate these actuators when they fit, and I hadn't done that. So just quickly, sorry about the noise, shutter doors rattling. I'll just see if I can get it a bit quieter. Might help a bit. Yeah, it's windy again, so yes, it was dropping into limp mode because it was showing just similar issues, under boost and actuator mechanical malfunction. Now, as I just mentioned, these actuators need to be calibrated when they're installed, and I didn't know that. So there's an easy way to calibrate these without any kind of Joe programmers computers. All you do is you get in the car, get your key, you literally just turn on the ignition 5 seconds, turn off the ignition 5 seconds, and repeat that 15 times. That's what I found on Google, and in all fairness, it worked. Since doing that, I've had 0 codes. It's been on a good drive. I've let it build the boost up gradually itself, starting from 1500 revs. I've hammered on it at high revs, all through the gears. No issues whatsoever with this car. I do suspect it is mapped. You get quite a bit of air flow noise from the turbo. You can hear the turbo basically. You can hear a lot more air than you really probably should through the intake. So I suspect it is remapped, unless it's got a massive boost leak somewhere. But if it did, it would be bringing a code up for that anyway. So as far as I'm concerned now, this car runs great. It drives great. There's no rattles, no bangs. Like I said, it is lowered for definite. It's harsh on the suspension, but it handles decent. Not a bad car. 0 chain rattle on start up. Crikey. That's a forklift truck going past. 0 rattles on start up, even at cold, because of the new chain tensioner. Fully serviced, plugs, oil filter, air filter, everything. New tyres on the front. This car's ready to go. A few little things we need to do. I need to just fix back on all the heat shield, because I had to put a circlip on the end of the actuator. I spoke about that earlier in the video, so I did that whilst I was out. So that's all done. No more signs of any oil down there, so that's all good. Happy there. So yeah, we're good, we're ready to go. So, a couple of jobs like I said. I need to wash it, clean it inside. I've got some floor mats for it. And just quickly, I'll just touch on the rear boot badge because I found it and show you the differences. So you see in the middle of the S, there's an extra line on the silver one. That's pre-facelift. This is facelift. That's the only difference on the boot lid. All the rest is the same. So I'm going to try and clean this up, and well, it'll go on eBay. No reason why not. I don't need it. I've got the side skirts. Got a few bits of trim from the bumpers and the rear spoiler. All that can go on eBay. Someone might be interested in them bits and pieces. What else have we got to do to this car? There was something else. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. I've lost it. Oh yes. Right, this thing, as we know, had many of personal modification. Hashtag chapped. They even went as far as to throw in some nice non-roadworthy night eye auto lighting headlight bulbs. So obviously these didn't pass MOT. They have zero, absolutely zero light pattern. They just shoot loads of light. So yes, the lights up the road a lot better, but in the process you blind half the street and everyone driving towards you. So they had to go, and I've replaced the standard headlight bulbs with these. What I haven't done yet is change the side lights because it's got the same, and although they're not illegal, they are doing my head in because they're flashing, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Because not only are the side lights, but also the spotlights have these LED lights in as well. So we'll put them on and show you what I mean. Bit of ignition. Let's go with the side lights first. See, that one's okay. That one's flashing. Why, I don't know. And a few minutes ago, that one was dull. So I think they're a bit temperamental, to say the least. And that's got to go. Bugs the hell out of me, that. What I've also noticed is the headlight switch is dodgy on the inside. Now this is your headlight switch, that's lights off, that's side lights, that's main beam. To get spotlights on, you pull it forward once, fog light on the rear, you pull it again. Spotlights on the front are staying on all time. If that's lit up, it's on now. The switch is dodgy. You should have to pull it up like that for that to come on. Whereas, see, it's off now, but if I touch it again, it's a dodgy switch. So I need a new one of them as well. And as I mentioned, the spotlights, get them on again. The spotlights again have them LED bulbs, but I don't mind them. As long as they're working okay like they are, I don't mind them. But look now, they're both flickering. Both side lights are flickering. It's ridiculous. So, they're both going. That one's gone off now. That one's flickering. So I need to change them bulbs, get a new light switch, which will be done after this video, and I won't bother showing any of that. But what we will do now is finish off bolting up the heat shield, clean it in and out, get the last of this sticky residue off, floor mats in, and then there'll just be a quick little walk around in this video, and we'll call it a day. That'll be done. Car will be finished and up for sale, and I think it looks a lot better than it did do when I got it, with all its chavtasticness going on. And yeah, nice car. So I'll get all these bits done now, and then I'll come back at the end of the video and show you the finished article, basically. Okay, so there we go, another car complete. and it's turned out quite nice actually. Now we've unearthed all the nice red paint, it's turned out quite a nice car. Now mechanically this car is absolutely perfect now. It said it's full service, chain tensioner, it's had an aux belt tensioner, aux belt idler, a new turbo actuator, a new light switch. It's got a full MOT. It wants for nothing. So mechanically it's perfect. Up close and personal, it's not perfect cosmetically. You know, at the end of the day the car has done nigh on 100,000 miles, you know, and it's showing it in parts. You can see places where it's possibly had a previous repair, in terms of paint, odd bits and pieces, but all in all it's not a bad looking car, and for the price point I think them issues are going to be non-existent, really, not an issue. As long as they run and drive, I think the car's fine. Still haven't put the FR badge on, I'm just waiting for some double-sided padded sticky tape. But yeah, like I said, a few little marks and scratches here and there, but it's a used car, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. And the alloys aren't great, you know, there's some curbing on them, but again, it's done 97,000 miles, so you're not going to get an immaculate car. And we all know this one's been well used. So yeah, I think that's about it really, isn't it? Nothing else much to tell you. It's a funny one, this colour, Joe. In certain angles some panels look slightly different colours, but I think it's just because it's red. But then if you move around a little bit, I think it all depends how the sun lands on it, in all honesty. It's a weird one, but we don't know the history of these cars. It might have had some paint in the past, might have had, I don't know, anything, but at the end of the day it's a cheap 1.2 TSI turbo Seat Ibiza FR. So it'll go up for sale now, and price wise I've got in this car fully completed, I think it's just over £2,000, so I think it's a decent value car for that kind of money. Like I said, I think it's worth 2,750 all day long, so I'll put it up for sale and see what the interest is like and go from there. And I will also put in a quick price breakdown up in the corner now, so you can have a quick look at that. Just shows you all the bits it's had, and yeah, well sorted car, ready to be used for another good, 15,000 miles before it needs anything doing. Inside, giving it a clean, it's not come out too bad, relatively nice. I'll go on the other side, I think. Got a bit of bubble wrapping so I don't get my new floor mats dirty. So yeah, 97,000. Runs spot on. No lights. Nice little onboard Garmin thing. So we know everything works, I've tried it all. So there you go, another car complete. I hope you enjoyed this little series. Nice little car to work on. And we'll move on to the next one. Okay, another one done. Thank you as always for watching. If you do like these videos, please do consider, I keep saying subsider, I've done it in a few videos now. Consider subscribing to the channel. Costs you nothing. It just gives me another number in my list and helps with the algorithm for YouTube. So yeah, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Big thumbs up if you like the video. Any questions, any comments, drop them in the comments box, and if I get a chance I will get back to you. I don't get to them all anymore, I'm afraid. It's just, I just don't have the time. But I try my best to look through them, and anything, questions wise, I try to get back to. But if I don't, it's not personal, I'll try to get back to you in the next video. And thank you for watching. Cheers.